Welcome to the University of Michigan Dentistry podcast series, promoting oral health care worldwide.
A number of different waxes are used in dentistry for a variety of purposes. For example, taking wax bites. For occlusal adjustment purposes. For preparing and adjusting partial dentures. For crown and bridge restorations, or for waxing up of complete dentures. It is important, therefore, that you understand the purposes and the uses of wax, and that you're able to use the Bunsen burner and the proper instruments for proper wax manipulation. The purpose of this tape is to introduce you to the instruments used for waxing and to provide you a basic exercise in wax manipulation. This is the basic waxing setup for a right-handed person. For a left-handed person, it is a mirror image. An oilcloth is required on the bench top, but for television purposes, we're using a blue background. A paper towel is needed in the immediate waxing area to collect drips of wax and chips. Instruments are arranged conveniently to the waxing area, and the Bunsen burner is placed in front of the rubber bowl for better visualization of the flame. This is the number 7 wax spatula, which is also called a beaver tail spatula. It is used for wax addition and carving. The instrument may be used in the flame. This end is for gross additions of wax, while the narrower end is used for adding lesser amounts of wax. Both ends can be used for carving. The Ward C fiber handle carver is used for wax addition and carving and can be used in the flame or used cold. The Peter K. Thomas number 1 and the Peter K. Thomas number 2 waxing instruments are for wax addition and are used in the flame. The number 1 has more bulk and can add greater amounts of wax and retains heat longer than the number 2 thinner version. The Peter K. Thomas number 3 waxing instrument is never used in the flame. It is entirely for carving. The Peter K. Thomas number 4 is used entirely for carving wax and is never heated. And so is the Peter K. Thomas number 5. The Wesco number 5C carver, also called a CR2 or a cleoid discoid, is used for wax carving and is never flamed. This is the cleoid end, and this is the discoid end. The double-ended number 3 Explorer is used primarily in the evaluation of the wax pattern. The white end of the double-ended inlay brush is used for the removal of wax chips. The finer, darker end is for the addition of zinc stearate powder. This is a cotton forceps, which is used for holding cotton pellets in the polishing of the wax pattern. In lighting the Bunsen burner, the striker is placed over the burner, the gas is turned on, and the striker used to ignite the gas. You can see the importance of having the rubber bowl behind the flame to visualize the flame a little bit better. At this point, the flame is insufficient. The yellowish color in the flame means we don't have enough air, and this results in incomplete combustion. The flame needed for waxing is a brush flame. We'll open the portals at the base of the burner by twisting the tube. Now you can see the yellowish color is disappearing. This is a properly adjusted brush flame. A flame with too much air will result in a very loud flame. Once the proper waxing flame has been established, set the lock nut and you're ready to begin. In heating the P.K. Thomas instrument, it is passed into the flame, heating the bow portion. The bow is then placed against the wax. You should not see it smoke if you have the proper temperature. Rotate the instrument over again, heat the bow, and the wax should flow off the tip. For this demonstration, the smaller end of the Peter K. Thomas No. 1 wax instrument is heated, and the wax is picked up and inverted. The bow is heated and brought over to the thumbnail to establish a cone with a finger rest. You should be able to just touch the cone and have it flow onto the fingernail. And if the wax is the proper temperature, you should feel absolutely no heat transmitted at all. Once the base is established, continue to add the wax. The idea is to add the wax so the part underneath stays supportive and does not melt. As you build the wax up, you should maintain the basic cone. Once the cone is built up a bit, start drawing the wax over. Notice that we're not melting the spots that have already been established. We can establish another cone on the fingernail. And again, if we have heated it correctly, we should feel no transference of heat to the thumbnail. We have now established somewhat of a St. Louis arch. With the fine end of the P.K. Thomas No. 2 instrument, which, if you remember, will not hold heat very long, heat the instrument and remelt the wax without distorting it. And as you can see, by remelting the wax pattern can be smoothly contoured. Now, for those of you who are thoroughly enjoying this exercise, you may want to be a bit creative. You can establish another arch. Join them together with the careful addition of more wax. Add a bit here and there, and you may create a thumbnail sketch of a puppy dog.
You've been listening to a presentation from the University of Michigan School of Dentistry, which is dedicated to supporting open learning and open educational resources. This recording is licensed under the Creative Commons. It may be reused and redistributed for nonprofit use. Please attribute materials to the University of Michigan School of Dentistry and redistribute under this same license. For more information on how this and other University of Michigan School of Dentistry recordings may be used, visit www.dent.umich.edu/license.